Hello and welcome back to Cookie and the Haydens, and I'm Car Boot Chris, and today I'm going to be going through some of this stuff. It's all from the latest vintage kilo sale that I've been to. The only problem is I bought a load of stuff that I ain't got a clue about. So could do with your help, please. If any time you're going to give me some help, now is it. So at the weekend, I went to the Glass Onion Warehouse kilo sale. Now, Glass Onion is the organisation, the company that supply the majority of the kilo sales that you see all around the country. So all the kilo sales that are £15 a kilo, I think most of them are supplied by Glass Onion. So they're like the distributors. Now, every now and again, they hold a sale at the warehouse. And the good thing about going to the warehouse is that it's a little bit cheaper than your community sales. So it's £10 a kilo for, I think it's less than 20 kilos. So if you buy less than 20 kilos, £10 per kilo. If you buy more than 20 kilos, it gets even cheaper than that. I think it goes down to £8 a kilo, and then possibly even less than that. I don't buy in that quantity, but a lot of people go and do buy in massive quantities. So we went at the weekend. I've been before and picked up some good stuff, but this time things felt a little bit different. There wasn't as much stuff in the hall to start with in the warehouse. There was literally no t-shirts whatsoever. There was no American sportswear. They're the stuff I love to pick up. There were no sports tracky tops. Love picking those up. So on the initial look, I was really disappointed. And I was scrabbling about trying to find some stuff. However, once me and Annabelle did sort of get into it a bit, we did start picking up some stuff. And the important thing to say, and the guys at Glass Onion did say this to us, because we kind of said to them, you know, there's not that much stuff here today. A lot of people who go to the sales, and this counts for every sale that you go to, every vintage kilo sale, they put new stuff out all throughout the day. So they hold bales of clothing back, and throughout the day, regular intervals, when rails start getting empty, they fill them up with stuff. So initially they might not have been what I was looking for, but I've no doubt at some point during the day some of that stuff would have come out. But we weren't going to hang about all day for it. So we just went off what was there at the time. They did bring a couple of bales out, which, Jesus, people were like, people were grabbing bundles of clothes, pulling it away, going through it, and then dumping what they didn't want back. It's a bit like, you know, when you go to a car boot sale and the latest car pulls up and all the resellers go in, have you got this, have you got this? Or they're grabbing stuff and grabbing this and grabbing that. It's like that. It gets a bit manic. Anyway, I've rambled on far too long at the start of this video, so let's crack on with this. Right, the first items that I'm going to show you are the ones that I have some knowledge of. Let's put it that way. I ain't no expert on vintage or retro. I enjoy picking it up, but I'm learning as I go along. So I'm going to go with the stuff that I know something about. First item is this Polo Ralph Lauren black and green polo shirt. It's difficult to say how much it costs. In fact, no, it's not really that difficult actually. At £10 a kilo, that actually is quite easy to work out when you weigh an item. So if we weigh this, that would have cost £2.50. So I'm going to list this. It does need, I'm probably going to have to wash this one because it does need a wash, but I'm going to list it at around £20. So the next item is this North Face coat, and we picked up quite a few North Face coats, which is a good thing because these normally sell pretty well. Now it's a lady's coat, very, very thick. It's probably got duck down in it. Shell, lining, oh no, goose down. Insulation, it's got goose down inside it. So these will sell all day long. You've got to make sure when you go to the vintage sales, and I've said it in the past, it's got all its accessories, it's got its belt, it's got its hood, it's got the little dangly bits on the zips. It's got the zip pockets with the dangly bits, it's got any drawstrings. Look for all that stuff, as well as trying to look for rips. So anyway, we picked that up. That's around a tenner because they cap it at £10 for any one item. So that's going to be about a tenner. But it's going to be worth, I would say, at least £50. Now, I've got two sports jerseys, sports shirts. Now, my initial reaction was that these were a football team of some kind. This one has got the entire, what appears to be the entire team signatures on the back, which is interesting indeed. Now, my mate, NJ, he is a big football fan. So I texted him and I set him a challenge and I said, you call yourself a football fan, I want you to find out what team this is, what country it is, what league they play in and what year it is. So he took up the challenge and he came back to me and he said, that ain't football, mate. This is handball. So yeah, quite big in a lot of European countries, handball. It's not big here in the UK at all. Not as far as I'm aware anyway, you never hear much about it. But in Europe, it is quite big. So this is a handball t-shirt. Signed, it appears to be signed by the team. So yeah, price on this, no clue whatsoever. Not done my research yet. But weight, let's weigh it. That was £1.79. £1.79. If I had to guess, it's got to be worth at least £30 to £40. But it would be a guess. Now the other one that I sent my mate NJ was this one, because again I was thinking it were a football or soccer shirt. But probably from the same person or the same area, but it is handball again. Denmark, originated from Denmark. Again, don't know the price, the worth on it, but it's almost the same weight. It's going to be less than £2. But that's great. I love picking up these unusual sports items. Yes, this may take ages to sell because it's going to have to wait for the right person who is interested in this. But I still like picking it up because it's different, and the chances are there might not be many on eBay, if any. So probably £20 to £30, just a guess. Next one is this Levi's Orlando. I did have a couple of Levi's t-shirts in my hands, just plain ones, but I decided not to get them. I just thought it's probably not worth it as a plain Levi's t-shirt, but this one has Orlando on it, so I decided to plump for that one. The cost of this is going to be pretty slim. £1.60. That's how much it cost. You got to pick it up for that. Price wise, not 100% sure, but I'm probably going to say £10 to £20. That's pretty vague, I know. Okay, another Polo Ralph Lauren. This one is Brazil. Well, it's Brazil branded, or logoed up and whatnot. It's got the Brazil badge here. Yeah, I picked it up because it was unusual. Lots of Polo Ralph Lauren stuff at the sale. So I was a bit picky on what I chose. And this one was in fair condition, so I picked that up. There are some similar stuff on eBay. So let's weigh it quickly. At £3.50, I think this is gonna be worth a minimum of 30. Right, I wasn't sure on this. I really was not sure. This was one of the items where there was a big scrum because they brought some new stuff out. And I was like, oh, okay, I want to grab some stuff out of there as well. Because you feel like you're missing out, innit? It's FOMO, you know, fear of missing out. So I just grabbed a couple of bits and I took them away and I thought, right, let's have a look at these. And this, I think, was one of them. Either that or somebody plonked this one back down and didn't want it. So I picked it up anyway. Nike Air hoodie. It cost, I think, I weighed it before, it cost £6 on the weight, which you wouldn't think it'd be that heavy, but it is. You see, this is where you got to be careful with the sales. This hoodie weighs in at £6. So you've got to be careful. I'm not sure on the price, but I would hazard a guess at between £20 and £30. Right, onto some more North Face coats. This is a nice one, nice ladies one. I've sold one, funnily enough, that was a salmon colour. You remember that? Salmon colour? It was like a salmon orangey red pink. Anyway, that's an in-joke. If you've not seen the video, you know, you won't get it. Purple. This is purple, right? It's not black, it's purple. Ladies North Face. I expect this to sell reasonably well. Very similar to the salmon one. And the cost is probably going to be just under a tenner. Let's have a ganders. £8. I reckon I'm going to get 40 for that. Right, another North Face. A big, long ladies coat. And this is nice. Now, what's it got inside it? I don't know. It's probably goose again, isn't it? If that's what they're using, but I can't find the label. I don't know, but it's like a khaki green. Ladies North Face, and this was capped at £10, the weight of it. So £10 an absolute bargain for something like this. I would say a minimum, absolute minimum of £50 to £60. I had a little scan before I came onto the video to make this. It could be £100, to be honest with you. There's quite a few of this sort of nature. So minimum 60, maybe a lot more. And this one is very similar. This is a brown North Face ladies jacket. It's got a green inside. I can't find the bloody tag. Again, capped at £10 because it weighed heavier than a kilo. So yeah, very happy with these coats. In really good condition. Where the hell did he get these things from? I mean, that's really good. I mean, if someone sort of donated that or whatever at some point, it's strange, isn't it? I'd love to know where they get all this stuff. Anyway, again, this is going to be a minimum of £60. I would even say it could go up to 100. Once I've done my minute sort of research, looking at the closer possible item, could go up. So at £10, absolute bargain. Right, okay, so that was the stuff that I had some knowledge on. This is the stuff I have no idea on. Now, you might say to me, why pick it up if you haven't got a clue on it? Well, my answer to that is, this is how you learn, right? You take a chance on things. And if the price is right, you can take a chance. And I've done no research on this. At the sale, there was 2 or 3 big rails full of cycling jerseys. Like this one, absolutely rammed. Because I went over there initially because I thought, oh, there's sports tops. That's what it looked like initially. When I got closer, it was cycling jerseys. And my first reaction was to just walk away and go off, which I did. And I had to think about it and I thought, you know what, maybe there's some money in cycling jerseys. And what are we in now? We're in February, coming into March. All the cycling events will start sort of April, May and go through the summer. So all the big sportifs, the rides, the big rides, I don't know. I'm not a big cyclist, but I have been involved in organising cycle events. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to go through all the cycling tops and pick out ones that, firstly, I could see the tag on. I know what brand it is. I might be able to search it, because there was lots of them that the tags had either faded or there was no brand visible. And I thought I'm going to have to avoid them because that is going to take me ages to research. So I went for the ones that firstly looked good, had tags or brands, or were a recognisable brand like Nike or something similar to that. So you have a fighting chance then to be able to find out what it is that you've picked up. So all these jerseys cost between £1.50 and £2.50 because they are light as a feather. Absolutely light as a feather. So the risk is minimal. I bought quite a few, so you're going to have to bear with me. But what I need you guys, if you have any knowledge at all on these, please drop a comment, send me a private message on Facebook, Instagram, however else you get hold of me, right? And just let me know what I'm dealing with here. Even if it's a case of load of rubbish, you're not even going to be out of shift, and please let me know. I think they'll go, but they might be long tail, and also I might have to price fairly low. But when you've paid £1.50 to £2.50 an item, even if all of these sell at £10 each, it's been a worthwhile experience. Anyway, let's go on, right? So remember, I need your help. So I'm not even gonna go so much through the brands. If this is a Sugoi, made in Italy. Sugoi. There's not a lot to say about it other than what you can see, unless you can tell me anything else that I should be looking for on these things. There you go, that's the first one. Now here's one. I picked this up because of this big American eagle on the front, and I just thought it looked really striking. They make Ultimate Bike Wear is the make. This one's slightly heavier than the others because it's a little bit thicker material. So I would suggest that this is closer to the sort of £2.50 mark rather than £1.50. It's got all the usual features, you know, the pockets on the bum and all that. It just very, very striking. Now I'm aware of an issue. There's a potential issue here. There is a potential issue with the listing and description and title. Did you know that I could get in trouble from American Eagle if I write American Eagle in the title? They might not like it. I might be fine with it because if that's the brand, I might be okay because I'm only describing the brand. But I know there has been an issue with people writing the words American Eagle. Now, because that is the actual brand on there, I could be okay. But do I risk it? So again, if you're watching this and you know sort of American Eagle stuff, you know, is that worth writing that in the title? That's one of them Vero words that you have to be careful of. There you go. Here's the next one. Is that the same as the other one? I think it's the same one. I think we've picked up a similar one. Yeah, that's the same as the first one, just a different size. So there's an easy list. Here's one. This very much United States. It's Nike. That's why I picked this one up. A recognisable brand. And it looks good as well. United States Postal Service. You know, it's so light, that must be £1.50. Here's one. Orange. I don't mind telling you the colour, you obviously know it's orange. Agu bike gear. Don't know the brand. Please, you know, give me some help. This one appears to be a different kind of material. This brand, I can't even read it. That's going to make the search difficult. But it's like a cotton material, this, rather than this sort of, is this polyester? It's a different kind, which is why I picked it up. Here's one, slightly heavier, this one. So we're looking at £2.50 on the bigger, heavier ones. The make on this is Parentini. It's a 3XL, that. So, yeah. Here's one again, slightly different material on this one. Like more of a cotton type thing. The make on this one is Nalini. I think these are all Italian made, I think. They must have got a job lot. Another one, again, heavier. This is a big one. This has actually got zip pockets at the back as well. This is Giordana, Fit for Fashion. Giordana. They're nice jerseys. They're really nice, and if you're into biking, I don't know, maybe you'd be interested in it. Another one. You're thinking to yourself, why have I picked all these up? Why? Assos of Switzerland, cycling body, made in Romania. This is a small one. This is tiny. Who's even going to fit in that? I couldn't even get my leg in that. I wonder if it's a child's one. No, it's a medium. Bloody hellfire. That is going to be tight. Tell you what, if you've got any wobbly bits, you're going to look ridiculous in that. Here's one which I thought looked nice. Very much sort of the Italian feel. It's got like the Italian flag colours. Nice jersey. Well, it looks nice. I'm not sure if it's any good, but oh, it's made by D'Italia Cyclewear. At least I've got something to go on. I know I can search these makes, even if it's on Google or eBay or whatever. I can find them somewhere. So there you go. That is the haul from Glass Onion at the weekend. I only spent, all that came to 100 quid. £100, just over. So actually, you look at it and you think, I've done pretty well there. I'm pretty happy with it. I was just disappointed it didn't have my usual sort of pickups. But I guess that's not a bad thing. I'm going to learn something, aren't I? Because I bought 11 cycling jerseys. So by the time I finish listing those cycling jerseys, and by the time all you guys have messaged me and said, XYZ, this is worth £100, this is worth £5, I'm going to know a bit more about cycling jerseys. And you know what the great thing was about that, right? Hardly anyone was looking at them. Everyone was scouring about everything else. And I was the only one looking at these cycling jerseys. Now, there might well be a reason for that. But if I can learn about them and I see it again, it's going to be a free-for-all for me. Anyway, that is it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. As always, it's really appreciated. And we'll see you again on the next one. Bye.